You doing well?
Yeah, fine.
What does fine look like? Or good look like?
We weren't fighting when we walked through the door.
Okay.
Go ahead, say more. You've been talking my ear off this whole week. You have more than that.
It wasn't a great week. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no,
Well-
seriously. Talk about not great. You know, all the things that you put me through this week, it's just ridiculous. I hate how you shut yourself down around me. Like, it's just absurd. I feel like you should be able to open up to me in such a way that we can get this relationship back on track, and you're just making that impossible. You've done that
How
this
is it
whole week.
impossible? I don't understand how talking about things is impossible to you.
Because you don't do it. Because you're so shut down, and you don't have the courage to stand up for yourself and sort of talk to me. I just don't understand.
All right, I'm gonna pause you for a second, Sam, if you don't mind.
Yeah, fine.
So yeah, no, I totally appreciate you all's authenticity here, and I appreciate you all being honest about your feelings. And I'm glad that we've gotten to a point where you can somewhat vocalize them. But where we're at right now, I want you all to use me and tell me when I'm asking about your week. Go ahead and focus that, that those emotions and those angers towards me, and maybe, through that we can really hear the full story of like what's going on or how the week went. And I want to be able to hear your voice a little more. So let me start with you, and then Sam will move over to you. But if you can,
That's fine. No, that's fine. Just go ahead.
okay. All right. So Anna, how was the week?
Without him interrupting?
Without Sam interrupting, and he's actively listening, trying to gauge how your week went.
It was difficult. I'm trying to stay optimistic about it, but it was difficult. It's hard when you can't express an opinion or bring up a topic without it being a source of conflict immediately.
Okay.
I mean, and it's anything from the groceries to the time that we get home to the time that we wake up to go to work or
That's
bills or...
That's so not true. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
All right. Well, so that was very difficult because you all are having lots of conflict and arguments arising from things that seem relatively normal or events that seem normal. Am I getting that correctly?
Yeah,
Okay.
about everything.
Okay. All right. So it seems like there's this place that you all just start kind of switch and start having kind of bad vibes between each other. Sam, can you elaborate on that, or what are you feeling? How this week went?
In all honesty, why does it matter if I talk to you about it? Like, she's the one who doesn't listen to me. Like, what are, she does all this crazy. She just doesn't. She's always shut off from me. Like, she's not really listening. She just sort of says, "Okay, fine, sorry, yeah, fine," and it's just like constantly putting up a wall. And it's like I keep telling her over and over and over again, like, this relationship's going to heck. Like, we're just getting farther and farther away from each other. Like, we're not gonna make it.
Right.
So
yeah, and if you don't mind me interrupting, I think at this point right now you exemplified a really good example of how you can listen to Anna when she's speaking with me. And so I feel like Anna was able to approach me because I just kind of opened the floor and was open-minded and allowed her to speak without a lot of emotions behind it. I just kind of let her talk. And right now, this relationship between you and I is important because I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you're feeling that you're being heard by me. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And that you're feeling listened. And so what the point of you all having me in this relationship is basically to give a model of what may be lacking in your relationship, of what you all should start including. And with this example is a prime example of just more active listening and patience, and perhaps looking more objectively at what's going on. So maybe you all can give an example with me, just sharing with me something else that happened this week, but using me as your soundboard as opposed to kind of attacking each other. Can you give another example?
So you want to role play? a situation?
Yes. Or just give an example from this weekend or this past week of a scenario that you want to share that supports it being difficult or that you all are moving past, further away from
Sure,
each other.
yeah, no, I've got one. I think that time we went to the grocery store on Saturday and you were just like walking. Sorry. Yes,
Direct
right.
towards me.
My bad. Okay. So we were at the grocery store on Saturday and she just kept like walking ahead of me with the cart and was just like clearly not interested in like going with me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we'd had a fight in the car before, but I think just like that sort of acting out, the sort of acting out is just really ridiculous,
Right.
you know? I don't know. It doesn't feel good. It makes me feel terrible when you do that to me. It's embarrassing because it's in public and it's just it's hard, man. It's terrible.
Yeah. It seems, I can see through your expressions that it seems frustrating. It's, like you said, it's embarrassing. All these kind of negative feelings come up for good reason. This is yet another argument that you're having that you didn't want to have. And from that, Anna, did you sense the same thing just by actively listening and not being the target of the aggression?
I guess it's different hearing him say that he was embarrassed,
Mm-hmm.
but if we're talking about being authentic, then what's the point of me going into the grocery store like nothing happened? That it's okay for him to just walk out of the car like we didn't just have an argument,
Mm-hmm.
and I can just pretend like everything is okay.
I'm just trying to move on.
So how does that give me the opportunity? Hearing him say that he doesn't have, or that he would like to move on, how does that give me the room to really process what just happened and allow me to move on in a way that helps me be connected? So I can't just shut down. He talks about me not talking to him, but if you just walk out of the car, then yeah, we're not talking. And I don't want to talk to you in the grocery store, pretend like everything's okay. So I can see why he would be embarrassed, because he was just as embarrassed as I was being in the car with him.
Okay, well, that's unnecessary, but thank you for at least understanding where I'm coming from.
Well, I think both of you all were able to hear each other better this time, and when you direct it towards me, I'm able to channel those emotions, and then you all are able to really listen, like what the sources of your frustrations are. It does seem that you all are having some issues moving from a disconnected place into back to a connected place, and we'll talk about that during your next session.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
sounds good.
But thank you so much for sharing today, and we'll elaborate more on this after the break.
Sure.